right, Tessie, what is your favorite thing that you have canned or that you have for stocking up? That is a good question, and I can't wait to answer that because the most amazing thing that I did this year is, drum roll please, all of my breads in a jar. Pizza crust in a jar, breads in a jar, raisin bread in a jar, which I share with videos and I continue to share with videos. This is by far the most amazing thing with convenience food. So this one here is the cinnamon raisin bread in a jar. I just dump it in, add a little yeast, add a little water, and add a little butter, and voila! You just turn your bread machine on, or you just mix it up by hand. I've done it both ways in my videos, and you have a meal really quick, a bread to go with your meal. Another one, my second top favorite is from Teal House Farms, and this is the chicken pot pie. This is the pot pie. It is chicken everything, but either pot pie noodles or a chicken. You can make a chicken pie with it using pie crust. That is my second favorite. I really love that. I love convenience foods. My other favorite is pie crumbs in a jar. So these are to make crumb pies or to make cobblers. I did this last year. This is another thing that I love to do, and it is a favorite of mine. Now, if you're interested in these videos, I don't know if you have a phone or what device you have. I don't have a phone, so I don't know where you see it, but I go right here and it comes across the screen if you're on a computer, or underneath my video is a description box, or on the side of my video, if you're on a phone, is a description box. I don't know where it is for you, but I'm sure you know where you can find it. That's where I have the links to all of this stuff. Another super duper favorite of mine is one I just did, and that is the meatloaf mix. This, look at this. I used half of this already. This jar was plumb full. It is the meatloaf mix. That is another one that comes from a very old cookbook. That is a favorite of mine. I can just about everything and anything. As you all know, I'm the queen of canning. Not quite, but I do a lot of canning, and people have remarked, were in awe, felt blessed, and criticized me in my canning. I have it all. But my favorite is this. The strawberry pie filling. This is amazing. I make this every year. It is absolutely wonderful. In a matter of minutes, you can whip up a strawberry dessert or a strawberry pie. That is another one of my favorites. I'm all about convenience food. As you all know, when I make a recipe, I don't just make the recipe, I make it quadruple, because I figure if I'm going to all the trouble to make it, I am going to make a lot of it so I can have it here in my pantry. Another one I really loved was the tomato and basil. So this is the garden fresh basil and the tomatoes. This is wonderful, amazing. Another one I really liked was this simple brown syrup to go for cinnamon rolls. Another thing that's really amazing. All you do is you add this to a little butter on the bottom of your pan. You can make cinnamon rolls. That's a video coming up. People have loved my zucchini hot dog relish. People all around the world have been making this, and this is another favorite that people have. I mean, I'm just looking here. Everything to me is a favorite because the blackberry juice is another one of my favorites. And one I just made, it is the strawberry. And look how nice that's set up. Beautiful, set up perfect. The strawberry pineapple jam. Now, if you didn't see that, you will be seeing that real soon. But that is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So the last year, what I tried to do was, my cherry jam is another one that's amazing. I have labels and everything. I'm really working on having beautiful labels on all of my things. It's just something I enjoy doing. There's nothing wrong with using a magic marker, but I love doing labels. So I do all of these. I love creating my jars, works of art. I just love doing that. So I had a whole bunch of these dried flowers and I put them in these little bottles. And I just love that. That's a hobby of mine. So this year I'm going to focus the same. I love my canned butter. Absolutely love it. My canned butter is amazing because I haven't bought butter now in 3 months and I won't need to buy it for a whole year. You know, butter is expensive. And so I love canning things. I love just creating things in a different way than I did when I first started. To me, when I first started canning, it was all about just generically canning, you know, potatoes and carrots and all of that. Now I've kind of moved on to mixes in a jar. Mixes in a jar, I just love it. And you used to think mixes in a jar was just like cookies and candy and stuff like that. We don't eat desserts here, hardly ever, unless it's a fruit dessert. So these pie crumbs are amazing for making apple crisp. All you do is cut up apples, a little butter, and you put this to it. It's amazing. And so I'm really about making things in a jar that is just more convenience food. There's going to be some more things coming up, but I'm not going to tell you what they are. That I'm just pouring into books, especially the 1970s, the older books. I really am not seeing too much anything too good in the newer books. So I'm looking at the older books, and that is where I'm learning so much about canning and more unusual things. Let's just put it that way. So I'm trying to find things that aren't your generic things that you'll see in everyday videos. And that is what's really interesting to me, because when I scope the videos, I mean, I'm not scoping for how to can chicken or how to can beef, even though I have all those videos. I'm looking more like how to have mixes in jars that are really unusual. Making your own pancake mix, making your own pancake syrup, which is this. This is pancake syrup, but I use this for sticky buns too. And this has some pecans in it. It's a way you can preserve your pecans so they don't get bitter. A lot of times people say, what about freezer food? Well, I have a really small freezer, so I really don't do a whole lot of freezing foods, even though I do some. For me, it's all about canning, because if the electricity went out and you had no electricity, all I got to do is break open this jar and I can heat it on my propane stove, or I can heat it outside with a fire, and then I got a meal. I'm not going to have any food wasted or thrown away in a freezer. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that I inspired you to maybe look at some of my videos that are very unusual. It doesn't matter if you live in a family of 10 people or a family of 2. All of these things you can do that are really beneficial. They save you money, and it's fun. It's fun. I love doing it. It is so much fun. Learning how to create things without buying them. Go to the grocery store. Find all of the things that you enjoy eating, or look in the grocery store and see all the boxed food and think to yourself, how can I make that I don't have to buy it? And then you will be surprised. If you're in the market for warm insulated work boots, these are from HISEA. These are insulated, amazing, waterproof work boots. They are very, very warm. They are easy to put on, very easy to slip on and to slip off. There you go.